The Senate has passed the first reading of the bill proposing 10 years jail terms to importers of generator and sellers in Nigeria. A bill to prohibit and ban the importation of generator and also use of generator in Nigeria is to curb the menace of environmental air pollution and to develop and facilitate the development of power sector was sponsored by Senator Enagi Bami, APC Nigeria. Now, is it the fault of Nigeria that they rely so much on generator for power supply? Does the proposal make any sense? 10 years jail terms for importation of generator and also sellers of generator in Nigeria. Also, what do you all think about this bill? Is it because we rely so much in Nigeria, that is why we have had so much inadequate power supply in Nigeria? EcoHot blog has taken it to the streets of Lagos to find out from the people what they have to say concerning this bill. My name is Okoli Westella, and we'll be right back after this short break. Please stay with us. Do you think it's our fault as Nigerians that we rely on on generator for power supply?
No, not at all. It's not our fault.
Why?
Because the government should make that available for the masses. We put them in. We gave Ghana, our neighborhood country, power. Yet they are enjoying power. Why the people, the source, is not enjoying power? So it's not the citizen's fault.
It's the fault of the government, but not totally the fault of the government because we are part of government. And then when you look at the population of Nigeria, 20 million people, it's huge too. Though the Americans is as much as we are and they have constant power supply. But the fact is that our government have not really given attention to it or prioritize it to make sure that we have this constant power supply.
We don't have set steady power supply, so I don't think it's our fault.
It's not our fault. If we
Why?
don't have electricity supply, what else do you want us to do? We need to get the generators in place of the absence of electricity. But I think that if necessary measures have been put in place, then we are good to go as to ban the generator.
Yes, because it seems that some people in this country, they don't want our power to be put right in this country. We have some top people who are benefiting from that generator importations.
It's the fault of our government, because if we have light, at least the minimum of 18 hours per day, there's no need for one going for generator. So it's not our fault in any way at all.
We have no light. We don't have no light. Now, my house where I'm living now, in the week, I have once in the light in a week. I want to burn generator, and without that generator, my children cannot sleep.
The government should do all they need to do in order to ensure that we have a stable power supply in Nigeria. It is the absence of this power supply that we all rely to get generators out there.
There's no light. Government cannot produce sufficient light, so people have to produce light for themselves. So I think it's just the alternative.
I would say yes. Reason being the fact because when we rely on these things, then we become so dependent on generators and we forget the part of power supply being stabilized in the country. When there is too much reliance on generators, then we'll be having less focus on the power supply. You understand? So I think it will be a good thing, although it might be rash. It might sound very rash, but I think it will provoke the right mindset. I don't want to say the government now because it involves both people at the top and we ourselves, the public, the masses. We have to work together to ensure this is possible.
No, it's not our fault actually, because if there has been measures in place or there is alternative, then we won't rely on generator use.
Well, it's not our own fault, it's not our own making, but it's the situation that we find ourselves. Hence we all now rely on uses of power generator for ourselves.
The fact that we rely so much on generator, the reason for inadequate power supply?
Well, not absolutely, but I think to some degree, because if there were no generators, there would have been an alternative. Probably they would have seen the need for giving us constant power supply. But now we are used to it. You can't just take it out.
Generator has to be banned in this country to the environmental hazards.
judging by my own self, I wouldn't like the noise of coming from generator. But the way it is now in Nigeria,
The noise contributed to the environment by generator is actually causing a lot, and the exhaust from the generator as well. We all know it's bad for our health.
It's not necessary we should rely on generator. We need to, put our, this in power in place. But we cannot ban it for now because, our electricity is very bad. So there is nothing we can do for now unless if we can put our power something right. That is the time we can ban it.
We don't have light. Even most places that have light, they share light. Some use it in the morning, some use in the evening. So it's not right to ban generator.
Like I said, the government has, in fact, I don't want to use the word fail, but the government failed us in so many areas.
In the Nigeria, where me and you went there, I know that there's nothing like a light in this country. So without that generator, without generator, we cannot have anything here. Water we are drinking, if not generator, sometimes sometimes from my own office now, without my generator, I cannot even have a water to drink.
Yes, it's because we don't normally have lights. That's why we live as if we rely on the generators.
reliance on generator. We are not relying on generator. We are just making do with what we have. If the power, electricity supply that we have in Nigeria, it's constant and stable, we won't rely on generator.
A situation where Nigerians are always looking for the best alternative. And when generator has come as a very good alternative, we see how we can make business out of it, to the extent of even settling the government. They can settle the government or settle the power only, okay, don't give light in this particular region. We want to sell our generators, you understand, because of business. But now we have to look at the future, you understand, for the sake of our children, for the sake of the young ones. A lot of people are going tech savvy, you understand. They need the light. We need the light, you understand. So let's find a means of doing it in such a way that both parties enjoy it, you understand. The government are benefiting, we the masses are benefiting. So if they should ban it, personally for me, I'll be okay with it, but it's going to be a bit hard. So before banning, let them provide a good solution to it.
If we have not been using alternative power supply like generator, if we have well been relying on generator, probably the government will have taken adequate measures to put the lights and the power supply in place.
Judgment by the Senate was fair when he gave 10 years jail terms to anybody who imports or sells generator.
Well, that's unfair judgment. That's injustice. Because you are there for the people. Solve the people problem, then take this away.
Thank you so much.
I didn't even abandon it. I don't even take it of even unfair, not only unfair. I didn't buy that kind of decision. It's a nonsense.
For now, it's not fair because there's no stable electricity. So they should do all they need to do, put supply in place, and they can proceed on the ban.
For now, it sounds senseless, but let us look at the future. For the sake of the future, it's a good move. Imagine how, when we don't have any alternative, we will take the power holding company of Nigeria very seriously. That's all the powers, the TCNs, and they'll be taken seriously. That is our only source. We have to take it seriously. You understand? So on the long run, it's a good move.
Makes sense. They are beginning to fight themselves. Yeah.
So it makes sense because they are beginning to fight themselves.
Yeah.
The people in the seats.
They are beginning to fight themselves. I'm serious. It makes sense. I've never spoken against our president or the Senate, saying that they are going to ban generator, the importing of generator, because we are all Nigerians, including our president. But I'm just saying, you understand, the lack of power supply, electricity supply, that's why we are all involved in this. But I'm just saying, the fact that they are proposing this, our prayer have been answered. You understand? They are beginning to fight themselves.
It's not their fault. It's necessity due to the situation of the country for now. So they should not give them a lot of years of imprisonment like that. They should consider and reduce it.
Government should provide alternative solution before even talking about banning the supply of generator in Nigeria.
If Nigeria wants us to stop about generator, let them give us constant light like other countries. Nigerian government do things to favor themselves, not the people they are governing. So them doing it like that is for they know the reason and why they are doing it like that. But for we Nigerians that we are living, I think it's not favoring us.
We say often that many times people act without thinking. You need to place the measures for an alternative. There should be power plants, should be working. I just wonder what happened to this power plant that was built that is not functional till now. Before you ban this importation of generators or the use of generators. So it's not our fault to use generators, and we can't do without it. The businesses won't thrive. So how do we survive in this heat?
It's not fair, honestly. It's not fair at all. And that means the Senate are making rules on their own. Because if you look at it from the point of view, even they themselves, the Senate, they are using an alternative power supply. Because I can tell you, nowhere in Nigeria you see 24 hours supply for electricity. So if we have electricity, nobody will be using a generator.
A solution must be provided before the implementation of such ban. For an environment or business without power supply is actually a sad one to live in, says the public. You can actually tell us what you think about this bill. Tell us what you think about the situation at hand right now by doing so right under the comment section. Do not forget to also subscribe and follow Echo Hot Blog. Till we see you again, guys. My name is Okoliwe Stella. Bye.